Hello and welcome. In this short video, we're going to take a look at different levels of resilience and what they mean to you. At the end of the video, you'll be able to complete a very short online check-in, which will enable you to identify which level of resilience you're currently at. The model of resilience I'm going to share with you today is the Resilience Dynamic, which has been developed by an organisation called the Resilience Engine, who have conducted over 10 years of research into what resilience is and how to live in a more resilient way. Resilience is about your capacity for change and your ability to adapt. It's not about being able to bounce back from difficult situations or trauma, and it's not about being tough all the time. The resilience dynamic looks at three key states of resilience: breakdown, break even, and breakthrough. As we briefly look at each state, see if you can identify where you currently are on the dynamic. Let's start with breakdown. Breakdown is where a person is no longer resilient. This stage coincides with a medical breakdown where professional help is needed to get hold of internal resources to be able to function. This is an acute, time-limited psychiatric disorder where key symptoms are depression, anxiety, and disassociation. Behaviours you may see here are weepiness, sleeping a lot, and a loss of interest. And these are accompanied by talk such as, "I can't think, I can't go on, and I just don't know how to." A person here will need support, such as from a GP, counsellor, or therapist, to get them back towards coping. Break even is where you are either coping or where you are at bounce back, or perhaps somewhere in between the two. You're okay or fine, but finding it difficult to reach greater levels of performance. At coping, things aren't broken and things are okay, but just about manageable. However, there isn't a surplus. The other side at bounce back can feel very good, as this is where you are punching through the challenges and feeling a sense of achievement. However, you may also feel tired and drained. The difference between these two states is your attitude and capacity for change. At coping, you are likely to resist change, and at bounce back, change is possible. What makes the difference here is your capacity to be able to learn well and adapt. Breakthrough is where you're resilient. You are able to change and you're able to learn. It's where you feel resourceful and you feel that you are able to manage in any situation. This is where your performance is high and you're adaptable and energized. Your learning involves seeking out new ways as well as unlearning those things that no longer serve you well. You'll notice that there is a long line between break-even and breakthrough, and this is referred to as the whoosh. It's not one step, but a long line of tiny incremental improvements that shift your resilience towards the level where it's both stable and you can depend upon it. There's one final state on the model, and that's called fragmentation. This is in between coping and breakdown, and it's where things are starting to break up. It can often be hidden and you may not notice it for yourself, as in this stage, you may be experiencing increased stress. You might experience illness and there may be an inconsistency in your performance and also in your behaviour. Others might notice mood swings, ups and downs in performance, and they may be able to spot that you're no longer coping. It can be a state where we get stuck, and we should therefore act quickly to help somebody get back to a coping state. These are very brief descriptions of the levels of resilience in the resilience dynamic model. What's important to note is that resilience is dynamic, and depending on the context, we might be in more than one of the states at any one time. For example, we might be coping at work and thriving at home and in our personal lives. This could perhaps be due to difficult relationships or a high workload at work, with perhaps a more supportive home life where you attend to your well-being. To be resilient at breakthrough requires consistency in all contexts and all areas of your life. Something else to note is that we go through these states in order. There's no quick shortcut from coping to breakthrough, and most of us will move back and forth along the dynamic depending upon what's going on in our lives. Of course, it's possible to stay in one place. For example, getting stuck at coping and feeling busy, and not having capacity to learn and develop. In times such as these, this isn't unusual, and if that's where you are certainly not alone. Getting to and staying at breakthrough requires focus and attention on what's working, continuous learning, and being adaptable to change. So take a few moments now to think about where you are. You may be on the whoosh towards breakthrough. You may be coping and recognizing the signs of heading towards fragmentation. You may be at bounce back, feeling energized, but slipping towards coping if there are too many setbacks close together. Recognizing where you are is important so that you can choose appropriate actions to help you take steps towards the next state. Here's a few things for you to consider according to where you are on the dynamic. Do consider, though, that everyone is different and we all have our preferred strategies and activities. So if you're on the whoosh or at breakthrough, life is good, you feel fortunate, you feel resourceful, and you continue to learn and adapt. Keep doing what you're doing, slow down often, and pay attention to your energy. If you're at bounce back, think about what you need to learn to help stabilize your energy. What drives your ups and downs? Make thinking time and connect with something you love. If you're at break even, think about what you do that creates a sense of stuckness. Hang out with people that inspire you. Change something about your routine, whether that's exercise or connecting with something you love doing. If you're at coping, pat yourself on the back. It's great that you are. Create some me time every day if you can. 10 minutes is good, such as an extra 10 minutes in the bath or shower. Maybe enjoy watching a film or listening to favorite music. And if you're at fragmentation, take some rest and be with someone who cares. Try to step away from your sources of stress as much as you can. And when you feel tired, take some recovery time, such as 10 minutes to sit and just close your eyes when you finish work. And if you're feeling like you're at breakdown, stop and rest and seek professional help, perhaps firstly through your GP. Things to do here are focus on sleep and get fresh air. We hope this has been a useful video for you in helping identify different resilience levels. If you'd like to use the resilience check-in, you can do so at the link provided. It's just 8 short questions that will give you an indication of where your resilience levels are at today. It's completely anonymous and no data about you is stored at all. And what you'll get is a 2-page report that you can download for your own use, and it will give you a couple of suggested first steps to help you explore the top resilience enablers. Feel free to check out the other videos in this series where we look at what resilience is, bust some of the myths about being resilient, explore some of the things that can stop us from being resilient, and also highlight some practical things you can do to help build your resilience and take care of your well-being. Do also check out the other resources that are available on the Academy. Thank you.